in his corner, I don't think he should be fighting at 147 at all. I don't even think he should be fighting at 154.
Really?
I think he should be fighting at 160 or 168.
Wow.
Winning.
So is that kind of a thing with like some of the fighters that are working with Turki Al-Sheikh now as they go over to Riyadh and you know, a lot of that is investing in the economy there. They're getting paid.
Oh no, I never met him. Mm-hmm. He seemed like a pretty cool guy. Mm-hmm. I can't really speak on his situation or speak on another fighter's situation. I'm just telling you my outlook on how. It's just my.
Floyd Mayweather is planning to take his exhibitions to the next level after meeting with Turki Al-Sheikh to discuss a potential bout with Terence Crawford during the Riyadh season. With Crawford being the only active boxer close to Mayweather's 50-0 record, Mayweather wants to settle the debate on who is the better fighter.
Had a chance to hang around Terence, and both guys, class act.
Floyd Mayweather aims to secure a huge payday while settling the debate over his resume against Terence Crawford. His long overdue meeting with Turki Al-Sheikh in Saudi Arabia focused on exhibition plans, with Crawford as a top priority. However, a hurdle remains. Crawford is eyeing a fight with Canelo Alvarez later this year.
No, Crawford, we have a thought about it, but our taste, we can support to have.
His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh has always praised Floyd Mayweather, emphasizing that a flawless record like his comes once in 50, 60, or even 70 years. Just last month, he highlighted this in a discussion with Carl Froch. Now, with Riyadh season and USD President Dana White joining forces, Turki aims to reshape boxing, creating new opportunities where a fighter's worth isn't solely defined by losses. But what does Mayweather think about these changes in the sport?
Bro, keep it a stack. Did you in your head size up Floyd? Like, you know what I'm saying? If we was ever keep it real, boy, keep it real.
I'm never that.
In a chat with Brian Make, Floyd Mayweather shared his current focus and gave advice to young fighters. When Al-Sheikh's name came up in a discussion about local investments, Mazik mentioned the trend of fighters moving to Riyadh for bigger paychecks. Mayweather wasn't too concerned, simply saying, "I don't know. I've never met him. He seems like a pretty cool guy." He made it clear he can only speak from his own experience.
Always been happy for him, been a fan of his, and I never imagined us fight. Yeah. I never looked at him.
I can't really speak on his situation or another fighter's situation, the 47-year-old Mayweather stated. He emphasized that his focus remains on his own investments while advising the younger generation to make smart financial decisions. But what sparked the conversation about Turki Al-Sheikh? In the same interview with Brian Make, Mayweather was also asked about his health regimen and the lessons from his legendary career. He shared an insightful response, highlighting that health is the real wealth. His dedication to fitness has led to the launch of his own supplement line and fitness gyms, which he is now expanding globally.
On my investments, and giving the young generation some advice.
Yes, for sure. And obviously, your story is 100% a success story. You know, if people know about areas in Grand Rapids and to see where you were, where you came from and where you are now is 100%.
Well, it wasn't just Grand Rapids. I had the chance. My mother, her family is from Jersey.
After retiring, Mayweather was often asked about his fitness routine, which led him to create his supplement line, one of own. His reason was simple. People are dying very, very early. He also discussed real estate, encouraging young investors to choose smart, accessible opportunities. His venture, V Properties, is one way he's giving back. If you invest in anything, you need to reach it in a certain time, he advised. Mayweather prefers investing in the US, where he understands the laws, rather than foreign markets with shifting regulations.
As well as New York and Florida. So when I was a kid, I would go back and forth. A lot of time in Jersey, a lot of time in New York. Then I go back to Grand Rapids. So born and raised in Grand Rapids, but I spent a lot of time in Jersey as well as New York when I was young. Awesome.
Yeah. Got you. So you talking about career, and I think a lot of that does really tie into what you're doing now, and I'm sure there's definitely tie-in.
Mayweather believes this approach ensures more secure and predictable returns. I try to invest in my country. I try not to invest in another country because the laws may change. I know the laws where I live and where I was born, he stated. The 15-time world champion noted that he and Turki Al-Sheikh share a common trait. They are both smart investors, not just in business but also in boxing. Meanwhile, during this time, Terence Crawford and Turkey Alex Schick were actively working to make the Canelo fight happen.
Is there anybody in the camp that would say, you're not ready for this?
That's a big boy. He's strong. That's a conversation.
In the past, Canelo Alvarez set a $110 million price tag for a fight against Terence Crawford, while demanding $200 million to face David Benavidez, a fight he sees as a higher risk due to the size difference. When asked about a potential Crawford fight, Canelo later mentioned $150 million as his asking price. Whether this was a genuine demand or just posturing remains unclear. It's also uncertain if this response influenced Alex Schick's decision to step away from pursuing a Canelo-Crawford showdown.
This man type stuff.
I'm not worried about Canelo. I'm not thinking about Canelo. I'm just focused on Israel Magimov.
In a small way, is this a stepping stone to your dream fight?
I don't look at fights as stepping stones. It's about...
Those familiar with the boxing world understand that setbacks in fight negotiations are common. However, if both sides truly want the fight, it's only a matter of time before it happens.
He want 150 million to fight me. So that just lets me know right there that I'm a threat to him. I'm a threat to him. I'm a threat to his
Despite promoter interest, Canelo Alvarez has downplayed the possibility of a mega fight with Terence Crawford. Speaking to the media, he explained his reasoning for setting a $150 million price tag for the bout.
No estoy pidiendo esa pelea, al final
Claro
de
que
cuentas.
no. La quiero para mi hijo, por
Sí.
favor.
Sí, no, aquí yo creo que Crawford needs to fight Teofimo first, and then we'll see, right? At the end of the day, like I said before, I'm not asking for that fight. They wanna make that fight because it's a payday, obviously, but I don't want that fight. I think Teofimo deserves more than me.
He's the king at 140 right now.
Yeah.
Turkey has said that he's not in the fight anymore. What's your reaction or your response to that?
Wait, take it easy. My response to Turkey is this. Yesterday they text me. They text me and say, we can talk about the fight in February with Crawford. Yeah. They text me yesterday and I say, look, I'm not gonna talk about any other fight. I'm focused.
Canelo's going back and forth with Turkey, and if that fight is off the table, are you really motivated still by becoming undisputed at 54? And yeah, like what's the biggest motivating goal or fight out there if the Canelo fight just can't happen?
To be honest, that was my motivation. Like, you know, it's crazy and it makes me laugh that Canelo is doing and saying in the media and whatnot about the size and he won't get no credit and all this type of things. But Canelo been fighting smaller guys his whole career.
The fight, he's made it clear. Do fights like that help your legacy, or do you feel like that's something that's not worth it to you?
Everything in my career, every fight make my legacy better. No, Terence Crawford is a great fighter. He's a good fighter, but you know, like I say, he's a weight classes for a reason. Look, I don't like the way he talk, and I'm not in this position because of any. I'm in this position. If he wants to work with me, it's in my way, not in their way.
What was
I don't need it.
What didn't you like about how he approached? Like, what was
it's not the to approach. It's not the way to approach to me. Look, I respect everybody and I respect Turkey, but look, if he wants to work with me, it need to be in my way.
You said you feel Crawford is easy. You felt that Crawford to you is easy money.